Hi and welcome to back to the video. On this video I'd like to talk about a little bit more in depth about the synth voice that we have and its options available to you. So in our synth voices, although we've got 4 of them, you can choose between which ones you would like to have, either virtual analog or wavetable. Now first of all, on the virtual analog it's actually 2 oscillators per that one voice, and so you can choose which oscillator you'd like to run. So for example, here I've chosen saw, and here let's call it triangle, and you can now choose between how much of that you'd like to mix in. So fully to the left it is just running just this side, and fully to the right it's just running the triangle. Or if I want both together, you can obviously mix it at 50% so both voices equally play. Furthermore, you can detune them against one another using this detune function, and also apply its octave shift right here. This is a per oscillator basis. However, if you want to fine tune this some more, there are 4 different controls here to the left, which are the volume, its pitch, its panning, and transpose. Now, all of these can be run as you wish. Obviously up to 4 different voices for synth. So we now can talk about the wavetable, which is an option where you can select many different wavetail forms and shapes. You've got 2 different options here that you can play with. So position is controlled by an LFO, these shapes here. So for example, if I want to create some crazy kind of effect using the wavetable, I can draw on my own shape here, or as I said, use the ones provided, and then simply drag that across. Once I've set the depth to max, then that will play that shape and play that waveform, or the wavetable, I'm sorry, through that shape. If I'd prefer a fixed position, I can click on this little radio button here and then play with this knob here that will play through that wavetable's voicing. So if I'm looking for a very specific tone, I can find it and fine tune it with this guy right here. Otherwise, you can let it self-run by the LFO. Now the LFO also controls the speed in which you want to play that wavetable to, and its smoothness as well. So you can come up with a variation that kind of suits you best. Alongside that, we have the range control. So for example, if you're trying to do a sound effect, or if you've created some kind of subby kind of thing that you'd like, but you don't want that all across the keyboard, and you just want it on the bottom end, for example, you can then set the end note right here down to kind of C2 or whatever it is that you like to be your personal cutoff, and that will be where the note stops, and it will fade out gradually across a further octave. And it's a good way of kind of doing sound design if you're looking for something that requires a lot of bottom end, or likewise if something is missing on the top end, you can just go reverse of that. So there's obviously options there for everybody. So that is pretty much how the wavetable and virtual analog works. Of course, across everything you've also got all these controls that you can play with as well to further manipulate the sound, and that's basically the synth engine.